Fala, filho da puta!
Calma aí, mano. Porra, eu não sei qual bicho, cara.
Aí, não falei que ele ia falar, ó.
A real hero in a lot of people's eyes, because you came forward at a time and said, I signed an oath, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Come get me. I'm going to tell the truth because people need to know.
I said it and I'll say it again, and I shared it with Bill downstairs. I believed from the very beginning, and I still hold deep in my heart, that this is the greatest story in human history. It is the most important issue, in my view, in human history. It's not merely that we're not alone, but we have never been alone. We have had what I have shared several many times. We have had an intimate interrelationship with advanced extraterrestrial intelligence from the beginning of human history. And that is dynamite. And I've tried to share what I've learned, and I told Bill earlier, I will tell you what I've seen, what I've learned, and what I've concluded. And this will probably be, I really sincerely believe, that this will be my last interview. So I will share with you things that I strongly believe and strongly hold, that even today, it's the greatest story in human history. It involves who we are. It involves what we are as a species. It involves how we came to be. Now, for many, many years, I held to the view that once we could get this out, many of us who were military would say what we've seen, what we've learned, what we've concluded, experiences we've had personally. And I kept naively thinking, once we get it out, the public is going to clamor for more. Oh, tell us more, tell us more, tell us more. And then the government would respond by opening up and telling the public the truth. Well, forgive me, I certainly have learned my lesson. That didn't happen, and I believe it isn't about to happen, because the story is simply too big. This involves our origins as a species, as a race. I've almost reached the point where I am sympathizing with the government for not telling the truth, and I'm to a point where I sympathize with the government by saying that the masses of people out there probably are not ready for the truth. That the masses of people probably couldn't handle the truth. Because the truth is incredible. It's dynamite. I used an analogy about Pandora's box, and I know you're familiar with the old Greek legend. This alien issue, this extraterrestrial presence issue, is like Pandora's box. You can't open it just a tiny bit. You can't just tiny lift the lid and let just a little bit out. Because if you open the box, boom, everything's going to come out. The masses of people are going to demand more, 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 and more, which I believe they have a right to. But that mass of information and fact is going to be earth-shaking, literally earth-shaking.
Wouldn't you consider yourself something of an ordinary person? I mean, obviously you're fairly extraordinary.
I've always felt of myself as a typical ordinary guy, yeah.
All right. And you handle it. So
not easily.
Not easily, really?
No.
Can you tell me what it was like?
Let me tell you that
when you first
I've been at this
out.
for over 40 years.
Right.
And I first began to get some information of what was involved here. That to me was like a drug addict. You know, I've never taken drugs. Well, I smoke a little, and I drink coffee, and I have a little bourbon now and then. But aside, I've never taken hard drugs.
Right.
But it was almost like an addict. Once I learned, officially, from government documents, what was taking place, what was happening, my God, I couldn't get enough. I couldn't learn enough. I was voracious to get more and more and more and more. And I became a nuisance to my friends. It's a wonder that I was able to retire honorably without ending up in Fort Leavenworth, which is a disciplinary barracks, by the way. It's a prison, military prison. It's amazing that I've gotten to this point in my life without going to jail.
Okay, well, you were highly respected at the time when you discovered this information. Would you say that in your career as a military?
I had been given a cosmic top secret clearance, which
Right.
was and still is the highest security classification that NATO has.
Okay, but cosmic top secret, did that mean to you that you were going to be let in on the secrets of our, you know, extraterrestrial relations with other planets?
No, it simply meant that I was given access to a military document, a study that NATO conducted from 1961 to 1964. When I got to shape in Paris in 1963, I learned of a study that was underway. I had had a top secret clearance when I arrived, which you had to have to get to that particular assignment. It was a rather choice assignment, by the way. Paris, in those days. Took my family. My kids went to high school in Paris. It was a choice assignment, and not everybody got that assignment. You were selected, and you were analyzed, and you had to have so many little pluses in your box to get that.
So, but top secret way back then. I mean,
Top
were
secret.
you naive? Did you have no idea
No.
when you first came across this information?
I had some suspicions, and I was curious about the extraterrestrial
So you
issue.
had suspicious way back.
Oh,
what
yeah,
is this,
oh, yeah.
19 in the 60s.
Well,
you had suspicions.
I went into the Army in 1950,
Right.
and I paid attention, and I used to read a lot. And I always had a nagging suspicion that there was something more going on out there than we were being told.
Did you know about underground bases at that point?
No, not at that time.
Uh-huh.
Now, being exposed to this shape study in 1964
Right.
was simply the appetizer for me. It opened my mind to the point that, oh my God, this is real. Not only did I see reports and study analyses and photographs,